Alright, so hopefully this goes better. Welcome to Skyrim VR. Had a few fuck ups originally trying to get this to record. Skyrim VR, PS4 VR, Skyrim. Where do I start? I'm just trying to think. Well, we'll do just a couple short things I want to get out of the way as soon as possible because talking in VR is boring. Couple things. This is the updated PS4 VR headset. This is not the original. This is the updated one. It no longer has a really bulky box hanging off the edge. It just adds a bit of weight. Wasn't a lot, but I know it was a bit of weight. It's essentially like pull on your head slightly, and this really kind of kilters it off and kills the experience. That is gone in the new one. They now have this very light wire that clips into the back of the headband. Which what that ends up doing is it's very short. It's shorter than most Bluetooth earbuds, but without wireless, it snaps into the back and gets audio fed. Essentially, it's lighter, smaller. It's not wireless. It is wired. It clips in and kind of pods in a little bit with a 3.5mm jack. The headset is more comfy. I definitely feel like it feels more sturdy than the original. Now, whether that be because it's the box is gone, you get your own earbuds, nothing hanging off the edge, or if it's because it is actually a better update, I don't know. I have to look at them a lot more carefully. I've had it for a while now. I've been playing VR, Skyrim VR, with this headset. Feels better. The audio may be a bit crap. I don't know where the microphone is on this. I really couldn't tell you. I don't know if it's even come through my the camera or on here. It says it had an onboard one. I'm not entirely sure. Again, I think I saw it. Can't remember what exactly it is. Second thing, picture quality of VR and PS4 is great. It is actually really good. It's very much on par with HTC Vive. Comfort level of the headset, if you don't have glasses, it's beautiful. With glasses, it's I do have to push it. I'm very, very blind, so I have to push it all the way against the glasses. Luckily, even I have very thick, broad frame glasses, and they don't affect it too much. It just it doesn't feel as natural. It's definitely not a deal breaker. Before, I would say it was a deal breaker because with that, the box hanging off the edge, which essentially just feels like it's pulling just slightly. It's not a lot, but it's definitely a bit of a pull. I feel no pull. The headset feels like it's on my head like a hat. Wish there was a chin strap, or at least something to snug it a bit more. Definitely feels better. Tracking, you can still see it's a bit off. So you can still see the tracking is bad. And essentially, it's because of the lights. I'm crossing. These are emitting two different lights. This one's, I believe, yeah, this one's a red light. This one's a blue, yellow light. Oh, not yellow light, pink light. So on the camera, it's off. Why it's a pink and a red, I don't know. It should be like a blue and a red, different lights. And these do go blue, which is annoying. I can't control the light perception or what color I choose. It just does it. I guess this is the first player light colors. Anyway. So when you cross them over, I'm holding these perfectly still. I ain't doing anything funky like this. I'm holding these perfectly still. Because the light is getting caught, it is thinking I'm moving all different ways. It's hard to make out. Problem with that, no backlight. No backlight or this thing fucks up. Because essentially, if I'm going like this, and there's a light, say, somewhere on the wall over there. Really freaky because there's no wall in my view. But if there's a light on a window or a bright light, like a lamp, if I go like this, it's gone. This controller fucks off into that. And you literally see your hand, because these turn into hands. These are just the menus. Menu items, menu hands when you're in the menus. This will just fuck off into those tree lines and off into the skies. And it zips back when you, like, move away. Very aggravating. The lights are atrocious when they track. Very, very awful things. Now, these are little like soft balls on the end, and it's weird because I just covered this one, right? You can see what I mean. So I'm now moving all the way. It's still right in front of my face, but it thinks it's there because the light is not being tracked. If I can move it a little bit, it can still kind of sense there's some motion in it. Watch it happen and take my hand away though. Thunk, it realizes it's right there. So definitely can't have anybody walk in. So again, I'm gonna block it there. I'm gonna walk, I'm gonna say, hey sir, happy birthday. Blow out the candle. It's that whole thing where someone walks in front of you, you lose control. You need to realize this is a loner experience. Loner or everyone stands behind you and there can be really not a whole lot of light coming in. Light coming at you is fine as long as there's no reflective surfaces in the back that acts like a light source. Anyway, really biggest gripe about that is the controllers are crap. Well, the controllers aren't crap actually, they feel pretty good in the hands. Surprisingly, PS4 controllers don't feel bad in the hands. Well, these ones don't. The DualShock sucks. Yeah, the only thing bad is the tracking. The tracking is horrible, so it's really like spend the extra 5 minutes to set up the area, cover the lights, turn some lights off. Tracks wonderfully in the dark. Low light. This is living light. I'm in. There's no. Oh, this is like the slow end of bright, so it does work in bright light, just certain bright lights. It hates light. Anyway, so I don't know what they want, but I'm gonna head over to the map. This is Skyrim, and where am I? I'm there. Just so you understand, I haven't been to Riften yet. Weird. This is a huge map. I have been to High Hrothgar, haven't been up here because I'm not that far in the story. And yes, I have beat the game on PC. We're gonna be spending most of the time in these plains today, simply because everything else is spoiler, and I know a lot of people have. I mean, everyone's played Skyrim, not in VR, and we might explore that one because it's cleared. I think maybe this cave. I may, if I remember correctly, that may be the Dark Brotherhood. Maybe. Okay. Maybe we'll talk to the Dark Brotherhood. Maybe. Because that really scared the shit out of me. I love the Dark Brotherhood. The story is creepy. That's really the first quest I did to completion. That was where I went. I believe that's where the Dark Brotherhood starts off, because I remember this little area being my home for the longest fucking time. There's reasons for that. And really, once I was kind of pissed off with him enough, I shut all these guys off. Again, the tracking thing. There's something over there that is, just 100% turn around. Another thing, can't really turn around because that was behind me. The camera didn't know where it was. Yeah. So I cut that area off, and this is really where I played. Yeah. So, yeah, but to get from there to there, even in VR, I haven't found a way particularly to just kind of chunk across. Probably can do it right there somewhere. Not entirely sure. But I did it the way I did originally, which in the original game, I walked all the way through there, and then went to there. That is a 42 hour, an hour walk, real time. So, yeah, much needed fun. We're just gonna go here. This is my hunting grounds. This is really where I love to spend a lot of my time. So, speaking of time, what is that? 12:45, 12:50. All right. So, if you know Skyrim, ever played the game, or what have you, you know exactly where I am. I do have to adjust the headset every now and then, especially when I go and look at other things. Otherwise, it's pretty good. Alright. Excuse me. Alright, so Grace, you really stink when you fucking fart. Anyway, let's get to work. So I just took my hat off. I like to play with a baseball cap, but today doesn't really seem like the way to go with that. Anyway, so this is Skyrim. We're gonna head up this way. Alright, one thing, so you can kind of do this kind of motion to walk. I didn't find it great. I like the TP. I don't know, we'll give it a try. Since we are doing the settings, and since I am more familiar with the settings, and again, since it's a review, I hate doing these. Movement type, teleportation, direct movement. I think that's what I wanted. Yeah, that one. What I didn't like about it is I had a lot of FOV filter while turning. Now I have it now while I'm moving, I should say. I have it off. Will that keep it off? Because when you do that, it shutters the field of view, which is why in a lot of games I don't like that. So that's not what I wanted. It's not one related then, is it? So settings, VR. It wouldn't be one related. It would be HDMI related, HMD related, right? Yes. No. Yes. HMD related. Essentially, it wouldn't. I wouldn't. Before I would just hold forward and go forward, but now. I swear there was something we could go like that to walk. I don't know, it feels better, at least that it's 1 instead of 2. Oh, so this is where I look. Yeah, it feels a lot better. Alright, cool. Now, there's 2 ways you can crouch in this game. One, the game will register as a crouch. Where's the TV? There. One, the game will register. Oh! Oh, that's nice to know. I didn't realize I had that button. Why didn't that work before? So, I mean, you can jump, but it doesn't register as a jump, you know what I mean? So, if I jump, it's not gonna make that sound. Now, when you creep, you can see I have this detection meter. Oh, not creep, but crouch. Now, that's always great and everything, but I like to crouch in the real world, which again sometimes can fuck this up a little bit with the camera and everything. But like I said, I can get nice and low and that's my shot. Yeah, so I kinda like this better than TP. Before last time I did this, I had the FOV filter enabled, which essentially, wow, that actually knocked me off balance. That is gonna take some getting used to, I think. Yeah, alright, so this is actually different, I have to admit. Oh, I didn't have the jump button because I was in the teleportation for so long. That's. Oh, this is gonna feel a lot more, a lot different now. So yeah, I'm still learning things. I've been playing for a few hours, but it's been really immersive and I'm doing a lot of TP. The fact that I'm walking is different. There is definitely a difference. I've heard about that, you know, I heard about getting your VR legs And I think we can get mine now. Alright, who's in charge? The bow really does feel nice. That jump's gonna feel a lot different. Oh, so that's how I'm running. Alright. Double tap it. Ooh. Alright. Definitely a different experience. I like it. I like the having a walk. It definitely feels different, that's for sure. So essentially what Skyrim VR feels like for me. And again, it's hard to do a VR review for a few reasons. How'd that not kill him? It is hard to do a VR review. And it's simple reasons why. Essentially VR is different for everyone. The gear can be identical, the setup can be identical. VR is something that messes with the brain. This is much more a view of, in my opinion, do I think, is the PS4 a good VR platform? Yes. However, it is good for the money. No way! Hold on. Where'd you go? Yeah, he's gone. It's good for the money. That is what I have to say. If you're gonna go for this, and you have the money, and you have the PC, and you have the full capability, like the whole 9 yards, to get the HTC Vive, to get smooth, fluid, crisp transitions, go for that. If you just have some spare money laying around and the HTC Vive is in your grasp, go for it. That is something I would go for. I would not only encourage you to go for it, I would highly recommend you do. Now, is that going to piss that mammoth off? So let's try an upgrade of some sort. Alright. TV's there anyway. Now I understand if you don't have the money to get the HTC Vive, that's in a position I'm in. Understand, PS4 VR is still not a cheap affair. How the fuck? That was a lot further away than I thought it was. It's still not a cheap affair. The VR setup getting range, depending on what the VR portion of it, definitely ranges depending on how much you have already and how much you are able or willing to spend. There's a whole bunch of bundles. usually the PR aspect, the VR aspect is as much as the the console itself. Sorry, it's hard to really talk and play a VR game at the same time, since it is very involving. Now before, I didn't feel that much of a difference. That really feels weird. It is different. It really is. Like, no better way to say it. Can I call it that? No, I can't. Alright, yeah. It is different. I don't know how else to say it to you. Oh yeah. It is expensive. That's what I was gonna say. It is not. It is not dirt cheap. The PS4 VR and a PS4 both are the same price. A brand new PS4, like when it was day one. VR right now, even still, is like $500. The PS4 you can get for $250, which is what I did. Which leads me to my next point. Why am I shitting up? Because I'm talking so much. Well, leads me to my next point. VR, any PS4 VR game can run just fine. Well, it's at its best on any PS4. I bought a very early edition of the PS4 used, and it runs just fine. I've had no issues with it. Come on. I've had no issues with it. Again, knowing where your camera is can be detrimental in a fight, unfortunately. Yeah. But essentially, it runs great. It really does. Overall views, I like it. I do. There's not much to say. It's Skyrim immersed. Like, there are times when you just look over there and go, wow, that's beautiful. And then you realize, I'm not actually here though. It is really good at immersing me. And since I've played this game, since I've seen a lot of this game already, it almost feels like I like how it's not, you know, I do like how it is not a, why this, hold on, I've been one-shotting these before, why am I not anymore? Oh, I'm not using the right arrows. No shit. Yeah, I don't know where I was going with that one. Yeah. Since I have played the game before, since I have the experience of knowing everything, feeling everything, understanding where it all comes from, it feels good. It feels natural. I'm not scared of anything. Well, I'm terrified, but it's like home. It is like home, and home is where the heart is, and to be fair, I've never felt so, I actually cringed, because that happens a lot since I'm tall. I actually cringed. Home is where the heart is. Home is where you feel comfortable. Again, you can see where it's having a bit of issues. Just short. It feels great. Besides everything, every now and then glitch. Like, to see the fish, I can see the fins on that fish. It really is hard to swim. How lovely this game is. I don't have a better way to describe it. All I can say is, if you had fun playing Skyrim on the PC or PS4 or anything, if you had fun playing it, and you have a PS4, this is the one issue. The one issue that PS4, since it is a port, has, or the one issue that the VR has, things tend to circle you in Skyrim, and you gotta be quick on that circle button. Yeah. If you have a PS4, and you enjoyed Skyrim, or have any interest in it, I recommend you pick it up. And if y'all willing to really put up with that tracking issue, because I mean, like, the only reason why I recommend it at the moment is because they fixed the headset.
Take this and hold on to it. I'll be back for it later. I'll pay you good. Don't lose it.
Slow down, yeah.
No time to talk. Snitch or double-cross me and I'll kill you. I mean it.
Yeah. It's good. It's fun. It is a shame. It's a shame the tracking's so bad. I recommend it still. I do. No lie. I recommend it.
Did you see someone run past us now? Well, if you do, grab him and yell. Bastard stole from me.
Joy. I'm glad I trusted the guy who actually knew how to dress up. Ah, fuck you. Come on. Finally. Yeah. I recommend it. I do. Best thing I can say, I recommend it. Again, it's really a bummer.
No time to talk. Snitch or double-cross me and I'll kill you. I mean it.
No sign of him.
What do you mean no sign of him? He's the guy, you dumbass! Oh, no sign of it as in... Oh, no sign of F. I said no sign of him. Yeah. Any interest in the game at all, pick it up, play it. Or if you're just looking for a fun VR game, this is not fun, immersive. This is probably the best one I can recommend. Superhot is definitely a game made for VR, and I know it's not originally what it's made for. I'm aware. Let's all be real. That whole concept, time only moves when you moves. That is a VR concept. If I've ever seen one. Yeah. Again, I want to say better things about it. I do. And really, it's I think, an outstanding job. I just don't like it. I mean, okay, I like it, but listen, when you first get it, you're gonna be all over it. You're gonna be like, oh, I love it, I'm never gonna leave it, it's the best thing ever. And it really is fun. After a while, you go like, you know, I wish I had the HTC Vive. It's one of those things. And I want to really demonstrate why I don't like VR so much on PS4. And I would say it's that. I would say that's all I have to say about it too. You can see my arrows over there when our handles over here. The tracking is almost a complete game breaker. And the fact that I don't always know where I am is the tracking would be a lot. And it used to be able to, because I used to, this thing, these go away, but the mini map, hold on, before I end this review, let's make sure, vibration, difficulty, show floating markers, save on rest, save on wait, save on travel, save on character menu. There used to be a thing when the minimap would stay underneath. Then it went through a whole sort of it went to a whole entire different thing. It showed me how to move when I got back, and very unfortunately that was gone. I want to know how to fix it, but doesn't look like there is. You know, that's field of view. And honestly, I don't see a difference. Yeah, I really don't. Which is weird. Well, unless I have to adjust it first. Yeah, actually I do see a difference. But anyway, I'm sorry, that's all I have to say. I used to know how to keep that menu in one spot, and it's one of the things that really is annoying. Because I could give a better representation of the game. I could. I really could. I'm not gonna sugarcoat it. If I was able to sit here and go, oh yes, because it's so hard to know where you are, and if the minimap moves with you, you can press this certain button. But for the love of God, I'm pretty sure it is a setting somewhere. I don't know where it is. But I can guarantee you when you first play the game, the minimap will stay in the position where your camera is, which is, in VR, needed, because you turn around, it has no clue where the fuck I am. The menu system always comes up. Your health is always a thing, but vibration, show floating markers, save on rest. There's nothing to say, you know. Actually, might be in display, brightness, dialogue, general. So, I'm sorry. That's all I have to say to you guys. Best of luck. And if you want, pick up the game. I'm gonna do some research and see if I can't find a place to find it. Sorry guys, best I gotta say. At the moment, it's great, it really is. I'm sure there's a way to keep that menu, because like I said, this is where the camera is, because this is where the health, my health is, so the camera's right about there somewhere. But before this position, it used to be down there. And even though it was harder to navigate, because as you can see, right here, you know, I can look this way and see, okay, there's the Dark thing, I guess, or the Dark Brothers. The Dark Brother, if I can look around, it does act like the PC version and the base version, where I can look for it and it's adjusting. But in VR, there needs to be something where I can see where I need to be looking, especially when it comes to tracking. Used to be a thing, not anymore. And again, it's bummer, because before I played for 4.5 hours straight when I first got this. For one simple reason, because that didn't move. This right here, this menu system, hold on. Yeah, this menu system didn't move. It didn't. Now that it's here, it's hard. I mean, this now that it moves, it's almost not worth playing the game. Hi. Yeah, that is the best thing I can say. Hello, Finka. I'm gonna be back, hopefully as soon as I can. I'm gonna try and figure out why this moves, because right now it's a bummer. Right now, the fact that this moves, since you're on PS4 and since you have this whole issue, that my hands are still in a track engine issue. Otherwise, the game is great. It is worth playing, but you see my hand is pissed off that way. The game is great. The game is really fun. I'm gonna be back. I gotta figure out some way to keep this where it is. But after the first couple missions, just goes, boop! Here you go. So, it moves. That's the most annoying part. There's no baseline, otherwise it's a great game. So, I'll be back, I guess. It's the best thing I can say. This review 1, there's probably many reviews as I progress through the game. But it's unfortunate, it really is, because this is a huge map. I don't even remember where it came from, which way I walked. And it's still miles and miles and miles around us, but Skyrim feels really good. But right now it is. Right now, I recommend it still. I still really do. Simply because if you buy the new VR, the new PS4 headset, it's lighter because the box isn't there and it feels on your head, not being dragged off your head. But the tracking is so bad. The menu system right now, since that is moving, if I turn around, there's nothing telling me where my camera is before this was. And look, my hands, besides my hands pissing off, when I turn around, this is more or less what the camera is. Bring up the menu, yeah, right about there. But, yeah, my camera's not here. The mini-map says it is, though. Anyway, that's the only reference I had. And I rant on that because it's that much of a game breaker. I'm sorry, that's all I gotta say. I'll be back. And stop.